Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the special ASEAN-India Foreign Ministers meeting being co-chaired by our External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar and His Excellency Dr. Balakrishnan, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Singapore. We request our esteemed co-chairs to kindly begin the meeting. Thank you.
Your Excellency, Vivian Balakrishnan, Co-Chair and Foreign Minister of Singapore, Excellencies, dear colleagues from ASEAN member states. A very good morning to all of you. Welcome to Delhi and to this meeting. Let me start by conveying my sincere thanks to Foreign Minister Vivian Balakrishnan. Let me start by conveying my sincere thanks to Foreign Minister Vivian Balakrishnan and his colleagues from Singapore, our country coordinator, for their steadfast and support and cooperation in furthering ASEAN-India strategic partnership. It is heartening that we are meeting in person for this first ASEAN-India Foreign Ministers meeting in New Delhi. Even so, the COVID pandemic has not fully abated and there is much ground yet to be covered as we walk towards post-pandemic recovery. This path has become even more arduous with geopolitical headwinds, which we face due to developments in Ukraine and its knock-on effects on food and energy security, as well as fertilizer and commodity prices and logistics and supply chain disruptions. ASEAN has always stood tall as a beacon of regionalism, multilateralism, and globalization. It has successfully carved out a niche for itself in the region and provided the foundation for the evolving strategic and economic architecture in the Indo-Pacific. ASEAN's role today is perhaps more important than ever before, given the geopolitical challenges and uncertainties that the world faces. India fully supports a strong, unified, and prosperous ASEAN, one whose centrality in the Indo-Pacific is fully recognized. The strong convergence of the AOIP and the IPOI is a testimony to our shared vision for the region. ASEAN-India ties, anchored in history and nurtured by a common ethos, has withstood the test of time and indeed grown stronger with each passing decade. Our sectoral partnership of 1992 matured into a summit-level partnership in 2002 and further evolved into a strategic partnership in 2012. As we enter the fourth decade of our relationship, our ties too must respond to the world that we confront. A better connected India and ASEAN would be well positioned to promote decentralized globalization and resilient and reliable supply chains that is so needed by the international community. Excellencies, under the current global uncertainties, as we review our journey of the last 30 years and chart our path for the coming decades, it is important that we identify a new set of priorities while ensuring the early realization of our ongoing initiatives. I look forward very much to our discussions today on the whole gamut of our collaborative agenda. Thank you, Mr. Co-Chair, and thank you, Excellencies and colleagues.
Thank you, Dr. Jaishankar, for opening our session. Thank you on behalf of all my colleagues from ASEAN for your warm, generous hospitality. The weather is warm, but more so, the friendships are warm. We meet today to commemorate the 30th anniversary of ASEAN-India dialogue relations, and in fact, as you've just reminded us, a decade of strategic partnership between ASEAN and India. To be frank, the last 2 years, 2.5 years, I think have perhaps been the most challenging for all of us. I'm referring, of course, to the public health and economic impact of COVID-19. Two sub-points on that. First, ASEAN and India mutually supported one another, and I think each of us can recount incidents, episodes when India has stood up to help us at a point in need, and we have also been, in our own small ways, been able to reciprocate. The second thing is that I am confident that India and ASEAN will emerge even stronger after this COVID episode. The world has also changed rapidly in the last few months, and by that I'm of course referring to Russia's invasion of Ukraine, which in our view has upended the international system of rules and norms and international law, which we all depend on and operate on the basis of. The sharpening superpower rivalry between the United States and China has direct implications on all of us in Asia. So these developments, if unchecked, can threaten the whole system of peace and stability, which we have depended on for the basis of our growth, our development and prosperity over many decades. So I believe this convening of the special ASEAN-India Foreign Ministers meeting is most timely. It's a good opportunity for us to take stock of our comprehensive relations and to enhance the links between our two regions and build resilience to tackle the ongoing and future challenges. Thank you once again, Mr. Co-Chair, for the generosity and the hospitality, and we can declare the session open. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I will now request the media to